Students of class 10th, I am going to teach you the second chapter of political science, and chapter is federalism. So first we have to know what is federalism. Federalism is a system of government in which the power is divided between a central authority and various constituent units of the country. It means in this system, at least there are two levels of government. One level government is central government, and other level of the government is the state governments. So it is the power sharing between central authority and constituent states. In our country, federalism exists. Now we have to study about features of federalism. In features of federalism, we have to know what are the key features. In key features, the first feature is there are two or more levels of the governments. Just I have said earlier. Second feature, different tiers of government govern the same citizens, but each tier has its own jurisdiction in a specific matter of legislation, taxation, and administration. It means our constitution has provided the powers to central government and a state government to make laws and to make policies and to impose taxation. So both governments have the powers in the matter of legislation, taxation, and administration. Third feature, such jurisdictions of the respective levels of the government are specified in the Constitution. It means their powers are constitutionally guaranteed so that they can do their function independently. Fourth feature, the fundamental provisions of the Constitution cannot be unilaterally changed by one level of government, and such changes require the consent of both levels of the government. It means the central government cannot change the fundamental provision, basic provisions of the Constitution unilaterally, but to change the basic provisions of the government, consent has to be taken from the state governments. And now, next feature is uh, there is an independent judiciary in a federalism, so that if the disputes arises between central government and state government, the independent judiciary, particular highest court, acts as an umpire to solve the disputes. Next, there are the sources of revenue for each level of government, and such powers have been clearly specified in our constitution to ensure their financial autonomy. Now there are two routes to form of federations. One route is coming together federation, and other route is holding together federation. In coming together federation, states has on their own mission to come together and make a unit. In coming together federation, power is divided between central government and state governments, and initiation is taken to form federation by the central government. Now next, what makes India a federal country? Students, in our country, according to constitution, there are provisions such make India a federal country. And this provision has been specified in Schedule 7, Article 246, under several lists and subjects. There are three types of list under which a state government and central government have to do their function. In union list, there are 97 subjects, and these subjects are related to the national interest. And in this list and subjects, union legislature can make laws and union executive can make policy. In a state list, there are 66 subjects, and in this subject, state governments have power to make legislation and to make policy. In concurrent list, there are 47 subjects, and in such subjects, central government and state governments both have power to make laws and policy. But when disputes arise, the policy and laws made by central government and central legislature will prevail. Some subjects under union list: defense, banking, foreign affairs, communications, and currency. Under a state list: police, trade, commerce, agriculture, irrigation, etc. In concurrent list, the subjects are education, forest, trade union, marriage, adoption. And now the subjects which came after the formation of the Constitution, such subjects are known as residuary subjects. And in the matter of residuary subjects, the central government has power to make laws and policy. Now, next topic: how is federalism practiced? Sorry, it is the topic decentralization in India. In this topic, the powers taken from central government and state government given to local government, it is called decentralization. And in India, decentralization policy and provisions have been ensured strongly by the Amendment 73rd and 74th in 1992, and it came in application in 1993. In decentralization, local governments have been made strong, and it is a clear reflection of democracy at the root level, under which local persons, local leaders have been given power to deal their matters. And according to 73rd and 74th Amendment in Article 243, it is constitutionally mandatory to hold regular election to local government. Second, seats are reserved in the elected bodies and the executive heads of these institutions for the SC, ST, OBC. At least 1/3 seats of all positions are reserved to women. In Bihar, seats have been reserved for women are 50%. An independent institution conducts the election for a local government, that is the State Election Commission. The state governments have shared power to the local government in the matter of revenue and administration. Local rural government, particular rural local government, is popularly known as Panchayati Raj. In Panchayati Raj, there are 3 tiers: Gram Panchayat, Panchayat Samiti, Jila Parishad. The group of several villages form Gram Panchayat. The group of several Gram Panchayats form Panchayat Samiti. The group of Jila Parshad, the group of Panchayat Samiti forms Jila Parshad. And like the constituency in MP elections, MLA elections, in local self-government, there are wards and members are chosen ward-wise. The head of Gram Panchayat is headman, Mukhiya and Sarpanch. They are elected directly by the people, but the head of Panchayat Samiti and Jila Parshad both are elected by the members. In Jila Parshad, MPs of that district and MLAs are also the members. And in urban local self-government, there are also 3 tiers: Nagar Panchayat, Nagar Parshad, and Municipal Corporation. The members are elected by the people directly, but the head of the Nagar Panchayat, Nagar Parshad, Jila Parshad are elected by the members. The head of Municipal Corporation is called Mayor. So there are 36 lakh elected representatives in our panchayat and municipalities as the population of a small country. So it has made a strengthen our democracy, but also there are some drawbacks in our local self-government system, that the meeting of Gram Sabha is not held regularly. Adequate powers have not been given. Lack of adequate resources to local government. And now, next topic. And hello. And next topic is how is federalism practiced? Federalism is practiced in India by the method linguistic states, language policy, and central state relations. In a linguistic state, after independence, there were more than 600 states existing in India. So it was need to unite the states. So states have been united, have been reorganized based on language, geography, and ethnicity. So first, states have been reorganized based on language, particular southern state, and after then, according to geographical status and ethnicity, several states have been made, like Jharkhand, Uttarakhand, Chhattisgarh, Haryana, Himachal Pradesh, and so many states. In language policy, to make federal India, to set up the federalism, it was the need of a uniform language policy, and under language policy, Hindi has been made first official language and English has been made co-official language. And also there are 22 languages which have been recognized in our constitution in Schedule 8 and the Article 343. So the central government cannot impose Hindi on those states those they don't want. So there is a flexible policy in the matter of language in India. And to make federalism strong, there must be the good coordination between central government and the state government. So a perfect relationship between central government and state government is must for the federal setup. And initially, the central government dominated the states, but now the system has been made, and particular, the Honorable Supreme Court has issued the order. According to Sarkaria Commission, the central government cannot impose presidential rule in any state easily now. And it is the age of coalition government, and in coalition government, state parties have been strong. And also state parties are in the several states in governance. So our federal setup has been strong, and these are the main topics of the chapter federalism. Okay.